A mouth big enough for honeycomb.
Hello, everyone. Do not get scared. Ah! Okay. I'm allowed to get scared, though. You're not. How this works. Otherwise, it's just anarchy. Let's log into our friendly battle.net servers. Imagine that they should pay somebody to be like a digital greeter. For like stores, online stores, like a Steam greeter that just sits there and like types hello every time you log in. You have to type it for everybody. That's the rule. A personalized whisper from a real human sitting in a cubicle somewhere. Greeting you. Welcome to battle.net. Yeah. Like a greeter, but for gamers. Wearing a little Xbox vest. Welcome to Xbox. I hope you have a good game today. I was just piddling around doing some side quests. So guess what I'm going to keep doing? I'm actually going to pick up the main quest again. Oh, some guy wants to get spared. Not today, buddy. I'm doing the thing where I just bought all of one kind of skill. So, we're Team Ghost Bug. Team Centipede. I unlocked my, like, Spectral Totem ability or whatever. So I got that going for me. And stuff still dies. Pretty great. Oh yeah, I also like you, luckily they have 2 or 3 difficulties above just hard that you can get right to. So right now I'm on, what is it, expert? There's one more tier above this that's still unlocked, which is nice. So they really do let you they do let you go for it right away, which is really nice. I might crank up the difficulty one more time in a minute here. I think the thing is, like, I'm starting to realize that the real thing is, as your character levels up on the traditional level path, you get gear with better base stats, higher item power. So you can customize all of the attributes and all of the legendary bullshits, the affixes or whatever they're called. What are they called? Shit. Like special things. Aspects, that's the word. You can customize aspects for your build, but the next time you get pants that just have higher armor, you got to do it all again. So it makes sense to save that until your actual gear is more or less stable, yes?
This must be it.
Which happens after the level curve slows down, so kind of makes sense to scale the difficulties around that. Is there mashing or even monsters? What do you mean? You're wrong. There's ample amounts of both, mashing and monster. I just mashed an abhorrent growth. Are they making more?
It is done.
There, I did it. I just realized it's actually kind of important to do side quests here because I don't have all the renown in this area yet. It's a new one. How exciting. I can get one more potion. We do the mash. The Diablo mash. Oh, you got a 3-day weekend coming up? Absolutely. I've got a weekend where Steph is traveling. So I get to just be an absolute slob. All these guys. How can I just ride on by and not kill all these dudes? Wouldn't be right. Like Eurystheus the Seething and Silas the Seething. A lot of coping and seething going on. That's because they don't like the bugs. I'm getting rapport. That's what those pop-ups are. Yeah, there's a whole like follower system now. Your followers level up, and they even have like particular builds. They have their own mini skill trees. Pretty sick. I think it was this one I wanted to start dumping points into. Whenever you heal. And then I have... Yeah, that's right. Because I can... Increase deletes. Getting into the ultimate. Okay, yeah. So this triggers a heal, and then that triggers the damage up over here. Yes. Anyone else save on water by flushing the toilet once a day? Look at this guy. Look at this guy trying to kill the earth, flushing the toilet every day. I flush the toilet once a week, and that's the only time I take a shower because I take a shower with the toilet water.
Hidden away long ago by Ormus. He used ashes hidden in the statue's base to craft an immortality potion for an ancient hero.
This is important.
If you can take me into the ruins to find the statue, I guarantee it will be rewarding for both of us.
Yeah, I shower. It's one of the more opulent pastimes I allow myself.
Ashes in the statue are those of a sage named Pulyale, said to have unraveled the mysteries of life beyond death.
I've developed a taste for the finer thing.
I've sacrificed everything to uncover the secrets of Pulyale. I've wandered this damn jungle for weeks after hearing the legend of Kurastos.
Gotta spawn more enemies, damn it. Does it not count if my bug kills them? Surely it does. Huh, interesting. I mean, it's gonna be pretty tight, it seems. Hopefully they'll spawn more dudes. Yee! Okay, that was fast, I guess. I think I've noticed something too. So one of the things that I'd lamented in regards to damage over time builds, like poison builds, was that like it's fundamentally less effective to do damage over time versus all at the front, neglecting everything else. Like if you can just roll damage on an enemy. But I think what happens is once all of an enemy's health is like poisoned health, I think it drains way faster. Like they're just terminal at that point and they just die. So that makes it kind of the same. If they just die as soon as the rest of their health is dot damage. Or if there's some kind of multiplier on it or something. Oh no! Damn. I wonder if does that event end or can I go back and resolve it? Does it reset? There's still a man there. But yeah, the objectives reset. Now it says, oh no, there's still a check mark there. All right. Anyway, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? My thoughts are a little scattered today. Ooh. Keeps scaring me. Pretty good. About to get a lift in? Fantastic. I did my lifts today, except it was more like... Well, it was squats. That counts as a lift, though, right? You're lifting something. I did a deadlift in there. I was going to say it's more of a grunt, more of a push. Might go see my best friend later tonight. That's always good. Yes, cherish time spent with friends. Definitely something that is in short supply as you get older. Like right now? Oh. Okay. Here, let me do this. Strider, thank you for the sub. I'll have to step away for just a second, though. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Not gonna lie, liking the DLC, says Strider, but not a fan of the new class. Feels like a support that was thrown into DPS. Does it now? What, does it have a lot of, like, giving other people... buffs or something? I'm not that familiar with the, skill tree. So, and oops. For a while, I'm going to be making some pretty arbitrary decisions about, what gear I upgrade. Because it's already kind of at the point where the stats or particular aspects are really nice. Captain, you still running into non-stop Haihachis on Tekken? Focus on crowd control abilities. Without crowd control abilities, you get easily killed by groups. As this class? I've noticed I'm pretty squishy, yeah. But I guess I haven't... I've seen crowd control options in the build. And I'm fairly certain that I remember most of the... Like, most of the crowd control stuff is also linked to other debuffs or buffs that have knock-on effects. So it's not like... Well, it seems like you spent a lot more time with it, obviously. I'm just, from my perspective, it seems like they tried to make it so that even if you have to use crowd control, there's still things you can queue off of to have a build that's not focused on that. I don't know. I do have some AoE and crowd control abilities, obviously. My big centipede scares people. And then if they're crowd controlled, I have some other buffs that give me damage buff on them. So it's kind of the ripcord I pull when I'm starting to get overwhelmed. If I'm not just like hammering at every cooldown, obviously. But it buys me time. It gives me a beat so that a potion can kick in. And then I get a little damage buff on things that are running away, so it kind of helps me thin the herd out.
The statue.
Centipede is good for spreading poison and slowing enemies, but the damage output is abysmal.
But
Yeah.
this sunken road leads to another ziggurat southwest of here.
Yeah, I have no idea how any of this scales up into the endgame stuff. I don't know though, like once you're getting to that point in Diablo, like this is gonna be my ignorance, but what's the point? You know? You play a dungeon to get materials, to get better gear, to play harder dungeons. But there's never a point where like you get to see new content, right? It's just the knobs keep turning and it keeps getting harder. That's me speaking ignorantly, though. I have no idea what's awaiting at the end of Diablo IV.
The only remaining ziggurats are deep in Trafican. I neared the city earlier.
I guess the thing about that would be then make boss designs where you can't just like sit there and drill DPS. So there's a nuance to it about when and how you get your damage spikes, how effectively you use whatever time you have.
What? When did you? Ah, who cares? Lead on.
It is done. Oh yeah, the numbers go even higher now? Okay, yeah, I can see the frustration there then. I like how much more prominent the music is.
The price is on it. Let's check in the southern ziggurat overlooking that collapsed plaza.
Cool. Yeah, the good thing about brain dead games is that I can read chat more. Or rather, even active games, I still read chat all the time anyway. I just die a lot more. So the good thing about this brain dead game is that I won't die all the time. Have you done the Spirit Tomb mission yet? Yes. I got my, what is it? This guy. The Spirit Hall has been opened.
This damned hunt is finally over. After all this time, I'll bet the old man left some for me. Yes! I'm not waiting until some godforsaken horror kills me.
Perhaps. Maybe this saves my life.
So is there any build of the Spiritborn that's competitive? I guess it's kind of surprising that the new one isn't also the most broken.
Right. Here's to your health.
But it seems like they built the Diablo IV system pretty fundamentally. Like there's not, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of weird gaps in the statistical system that you can exploit.
That's not. This can't be right.
What's wrong, Rockla? You drank the demon juice and now you're a demon? No way, bro. Bro. No way, bro. He's dead. All that's left are some pullulators. I have gained pants. It's just kind of like base armor rating at this point. When is it enough to justify getting new things? All right. We have to meet with Eru and Kurast. Have a nice picnic. Just Diablo things. Enjoying the day, reading some poetry. Yeah. Crossly, you're narrowing in on the game's writing style. Someone does something incredibly stupid, turn into a demon, annihilated in 5 seconds. That was really fast though, huh? Almost like I should go turn up the difficulty more. I'm gonna do it. If I go to higher difficulties, I feel like at the rate that I lose health, I definitely have to invest more in like lifesteal or just things that generate health as I'm fighting. Penitent. How did I stumble on that? I'm a penitent man. I shall pass. For players that have mastered Diablo IV and acquired several legendary items that have been enhanced by tempering. I don't care. Now I'll level faster than ever. I haven't done a lot of tempering though.
What will it be? Anything breaks, the forge is hot.
He's out here. Yeah, where's the thing where you can actually like reroll the stats? I thought that's what tempering was. Maybe I haven't unlocked that yet. Okay, let's see if I get thrashed. Oh, the occultist can do that? Okay. Just Let's try and kill these guys. That didn't do a lot of damage, though. Oh, my. Okay, all right. Getting something done here. Oh, I forgot to drink my elixir. Yeah, the first substantial crowd is going to annihilate me, I think. I also wonder if it's like... Definitely might be a trade-off of like, it just takes you longer to kill stuff, so it's not worth the experience bonus kind of situation. How's Diablo 4 these days? Pretty much how you'd expect. I don't know. It's I think it's super well made. Production values are really high. Music's great. It looks really good. It's some pretty quality zero IQ gaming. And I like that they've still kept the tone really dark. Like this, even the side stories are kind of like so dour that they're borderline comical. How absurd they are. I've had a few quests kind of just, you know, end with the main character dying terribly, and it's just like dun 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 Diablo, and I'm like, okay, awesome. I kind of like where this is headed. This is not a world where anything nice ever happens for anyone, and they're kind of like really having fun with that now. Just the sheer fatalism of the universe. Yeah, I'll check out Path of Exile too. I spent some time with Path. Poe, as people call it. I enjoyed it. And I think Titan Quest 2 is coming out soon. This year, I think. Well, this hasn't been untenable so far. Must be because I'm so good at Diablo. I mean, beaming with pride. Playing a game that's just designed to reward me with positive lights and sounds. Oh. Yes, Ouroboros. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, Warhammer 40k is so relentlessly ridiculous that at some point that becomes the sort of in-joke.
You're back. I'm so happy to... Oh, I'm sorry. I mistook you for someone else. For a moment, I thought you were one of my recruits.
It is in fact grim dark.
Kunin and Ayakape haven't come back from scouting yet. It's their first mission unsupervised, and I know how eager they are to prove themselves. I'm worried they've gotten into some trouble. Will you check on them for me? They're assigned to survey the 7 stones. Tell them Kunin's mother made a batch of her spiced shortbread. That always brings them running.
Oh, how nice. Isn't that nice? There's some kids who are missing, but we can go tell them about spiced shortbread, and they'll come and enjoy the spiced shortbread. Maybe they'll all like toast steaming cups of hot chocolate before they look into each other's eyes, and they're like, man, family's the best.
Has the time truly come for our order to return to Necropolis? My master, Ezra Khan. He was once gatekeeper to the city of Necropolis.
Everyone's cool with this skeleton man just floating there.
Whispers from beyond the veil. The time has come for Rathma's faithful to return to the holy city. I've learned from locals that the lightless tunnels surrounding the city's Stygian gates swarm with the spawn of hatred. They thrive in the shadows after Malthiel's Reapers butchered the necromancers. My master appointed a task to me. I, Kairos, shall open the city's gates once more and take his place as gatekeeper.
I like that he talks like a Dracula.
Unsure when the way to the gate will be cleared, but when it is, I ask that you join me there. I believe Rathma brought us together for a purpose.
Yeah. The Pit of Anguish.
There's news about the Khazra that killed Porteyaka and Balam.
Were you not gathering some folks together to kill it?
Visit Diablo IV. We have the Pit of Anguish. The Torture Fields. Oh. New hub. Does look real pretty.
Hey, you. Yes, you.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Hope you're having a great day on Twitter.
Eru sent me.
God,
He asked
I
me
remember
to
the
the
week
council chambers.
that like posts like that suddenly started going viral. Hey, you. Yeah, you.
Bad. Whose feathers did he ruffle this time?
It was never you, though. It wasn't. I haven't gotten over it, clearly. It's the Coed and Cambria logo. I'll tell them to send an email to Blizzard. I gotta straighten this shit out.
Perhaps you can be of assistance. I'm trying to purchase an elixir to protect me from dark magic, but this so-called alchemist says there are none to buy.
I told you, you need to bring your own ingredients. I'm not running a charity.
I don't understand.
My apologies. I am Mordorin, a sorcerer and scholar. Recently, I've been working to decipher some ancient Mage Clan scrolls. While doing so, I found something strange. There is a connection between the Mage Clans and the armored snake creatures that infest the jungles east of here. I intend to brave the ruins and see if I can't uncover more. But first I must protect myself from their particular type of shadow magic, which led me here to this unhelpful merchant. Do you happen to
Ocean
have
Salah.
such an elixir?
I need a strong potion. I am going into a deep dungeon. Adventurer, can you fetch me potion ingredients?
Akarat insisted we find Abulan, and that's what I intend to do.
Oh? Eru speaks with the great Akarat? How novel.
I'm being serious, Ormus.
Is there a way to zoom in? Inspect? Pepper, thank you very much for the sub. Maybe it is inspect. I feel like it's probably not inspect though. Oh, I didn't know you could bind this stuff to the wheel. The wheel? That's nice. Yeah, I noticed they added more side quest slots. So they're opening up some of that stuff. I thought inspect was already there. No player to inspect, right? Yeah. Oh, zoom is right there. Anyway, wanted to see these character models. Those do not look like comfortable chairs. But I guess royalty is not meant to be comfortable.
And who are you, stranger, to ask after Abulan?
A friend. My friend. I vouch for him. Without hesitation.
Arrow.
Abulan was...
Oh, Matthew. Oh, no.
He has a...
Your mom's having some health problems?
But it's in the old tongue.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You will need an interpreter.
I don't know how people deal with it. God.
If Eru believes our
Health shit is the worst.
be found, so be it.
Thank you, Maka. Let's go before she changes her mind. Meet me outside.
We need moms healthy and thriving. Vibrant.
Looking a little pale? What's wrong?
Yeah, I got that devil in me.
But what? What's wrong?
There's something you need to know.
I'm a teensy bit possessed.
Demon.
Okay.
Lilith.
I'm glad that that's coming back.
Blood forged a
That did seem like an important thing.
me to her. I killed him, but
Didn't seem acknowledged at the end of Diablo IV. I thought it was just like, whatever. It was just like a spooky thing that happened.
vouched for me at the council. You called me your friend. Would you take it back, knowing what I carry with me?
Ages ago, when I was a child, a spirit came to our town. Wherever the spirit went, death followed. So a spirit born, Tatha, he stands up, asks the spirit, "Why do you bring death to my town?"
Hey, a spirit.
The spirit tells him,
Why are you a bring a death here?
"I'm lonely.
Aw.
I just want some company.
Even the spirits are sad.
Story before.
Walk with me." Tatha takes the spirit's hand. Spirit and spirit born leave the town together, bonded for life. The spirit will never be lonely again, never hurt another soul. The town is saved. But Tatha is bonded with death. He can never return home. Never will. You saved your home. This Lilith, she is dead. Just an echo in your blood. What you're feeling now is the misery of being the one who must live with her. Don't let the misery drown you.
That's deep.
Don't fear my judgment of all things. You must remember the home you saved. Hold it close to your breast. Because it's the only thing you have.
Thank you, Arrow.
Don't get used to it. Go. You have a mural to find.
I was deep.
The Undercity is through here.
But yes, I am stinky.
Find Abulan's mural.
Thunderball.
Maka and I will join you shortly.
It's part of my build, but I don't know exactly what part. I think it might be my, I have like an acid shield. Yeah, toxic skin. Yeah, enemies that attack you are poisoned. 36 damage over, or 63 damage over 3 seconds. I do have stink lines, yes. Yes, I am a stinky Diablo player. It's acknowledged, it's out in the open. We can move on.
My days of plumbing muck-lined tunnels were over. Oh, you're keeping me young.
There are quests to unlock different companions, too. I would guess that they would have different dialogue. Alright, it's time to do a penitent dungeon. Am I so good at Diablo that I can clear this dungeon? You should be careful. Broadcasting skill of this magnitude could put a target on my back. What's the competitive content creation field in Diablo 4 like right now? Who are the big players? Who'd want to take me down? What natural order do I threaten with my plucky, homegrown skill? Remember Athene wins? Oh yeah, I do actually. I think they showed up at the Machinima office a couple times. It's part of like Machinima Realm, I think. I think they did some general stuff with other Blizzard games like StarCraft, but not a ton. Athene started a cult. All right, this is who I gotta watch out for then. I always thought it was kind of weird that more YouTubers didn't start cults, if that makes sense. It's like the perfect combo, though. It rewards like amorality and narcissism. So if somebody does well on that, they'd probably be pretty good at running a cult. Hey! Maverick Wolf, thanks for the sub. Brandon P. and Maribel O, I do love hearing from y'all. Hope life's good to you. And if it's not, I hope you have ice cream. Actually, you can have ice cream even if it's been fine. Alright. Hope life's good, but also I hope you have ice cream. There we go. You have tons! Fantastic. I knew today was a good day. Yeah, I got my squats in today. Had a relaxed breakfast. Eggs and toast. Nice cup of coffee. Maverick, hey, thanks for gifting subs. Yeah, I guess they're extending September discounts. So hopefully you got some cash off. I don't know. Like I tried to click on the button because it was like September's still happening. Click here to figure out what that means. And I was like, you know what? You got me. I'll click. And I clicked and nothing happened. Waited. Clicked it again. Little button went tick. Like it did that little animation. And I was like, okay. And then nothing happened again. It's probably just because it's in the back end instead of an actual like channel window, but still. Yes, September now leads into bitter Subtober months. And you got $5 off. Great. Times are tough out there. Everybody needs a little break. Appreciate that though. Thank you very much. September leads into Droptober. Oh right, drops. Drops should be on right now. I don't know if I got them yesterday. Or excuse me, day before yesterday. I need to check. You gotta work the angles. My free DLC from Twitch. They are on? Fantastic. Actually, I think I have to leave my player unpaused for it to count. I think that's the big trick. I think it counts if it's muted though. Here, let me... There's a place you can go to see your drop. Like it's like the Twitch inventory or something. Here we go. Found it. Yep. I knew it. I'm only 40% towards my Wrangler's Hook Scythe, Ringmaster's Word Staff, Guys of the Grand Vizier, and Guys of the Tomb Keeper. Ugh. My brain really didn't want me to finish saying that. You have to watch to get it? Yeah, but it's kind of easy though. As long as I have my own stream going, I think it counts. I just can't have it paused. don't think. Oh, yes, Mike. I guess that also makes sense. Droptober can refer to all the gifted subs that just expire. My Twitch money! I do like that the enemies are a little tankier now. Cute cupcake kittens. Man. For some reason, that name really reminds me of like the laser unicorn era of the internet. 2008 Cake is a Lie remixes. Good memories. Thank you for gifting 5 subs. Thank you very much. Man. Oh. Yes, Nyan Cat core. My aesthetic is Nyan Cat. I just realized that was kind of like Lisa Frank for a new generation. Commander Keen, I'm enjoying this build quite a bit. It is really similar to Diablo 3 Monk, I guess, in how I'm playing it. Mostly just like the sort of rapid fire main attack that builds resource, and then I dump it into like kind of a short AoE explosion attack. Because I remember the Diablo 3 Monk kind of had a really similar move to that. The rest of the things are kind of different though, and I kind of like that. The longer cooldown moves have a bit more utility in how they're used. You look up and try the meta builds people post? I will eventually. But for now, I don't know. I like the process of figuring out your own build to a point. Once you get to the, I think once you get to the part of the game where you're just like, I feel like you can kind of feel it when you're falling behind the curve, or you start dying more. You're dying too fast and you can't even see what's going on anymore. I think there definitely hits a point where like, as the difficulty gaps get narrower and narrower, I guess. Redoing your whole build to squeeze out like an extra small amount of DPS becomes less and less rewarding. Yeah, yeah, when regular mobs start dealing damage. For me, it's typically when it shifts away from being pretty one-dimensionally about DPS. When you have to start working in health regen, damage mitigation, all those things. That's when I'm like, okay, fine. I'll let a build do it for me. Someone was asking a bit earlier about verdict on Vessel of Hatred. I don't know that I have a verdict yet, but I want to call attention to this. This, like, there's been a few areas in this expansion that don't feel nearly as, like, as composed via pieces, which is kind of a Diablo thing. Like, I don't mind it, but there's definitely more kind of open, sprawling areas that don't have, like, very narrow doorway connections to other kind of similar blocked off areas. This is just kind of one big thing, which is kind of nice. So there's more level blocks, there's more level environments in different areas, so that's nice. Different enemies. I think in terms of the quality of the work, it's a little bit better than Diablo 4. I don't know how much of it there is, but it's a really solid addition. I think like a lot of things, price might be a sticking point. But it's good stuff. Yeah, less T-shaped dungeons. Yeah. I feel like I have to preface a lot of this with like, I wouldn't consider myself like a Diablo scholar. I just have played and enjoyed the games. But typically that ends at like 1 or 2 playthroughs. I don't do ultra high end level stuff or grind away at it to know where the sticking points are. As a Diablo 2 fan, I have mixed feelings about Diablo 4 as a whole. Yeah, the aesthetic is pretty clearly closer to Diablo 2. At least it was. My only experience with... I only ever played Diablo 2, like, casually. Never went all pro. Yes, Maliger. I'm excited for Path of Exile 2. That's the good thing about these games is like you can get, I feel like, most of the enjoyment out of a very surface level playthrough. And then the lifers who just really enjoy it can dive way in if they feel like it. Diablo 2's for the vibes. Okay. That was kind of my expectation. It didn't seem like a game that was immaculately designed to be infinitely playable on like a never-ending difficulty curve. But it does seem like Diablo 4 is, and I think there's just certain things, like there's certain unavoidable axioms of design, I feel like, once you start doing that. What is and isn't. Fascinating. Tell me more. Like I said, I know very little about the individual characteristics of any given Diablo game. All I know is like my experiences just playing them myself, which is that Diablo 3 was like faster and stupider, but more candy, more sugar, and that's what people like. And Diablo 4 didn't seem to start that way, but it got that way pretty quickly. But whatever. I'm glad that they're, you know, making 4 and seemingly still investing in it. Building on it. I don't know how they could hit a pace like this, but if they could launch an expansion like this every year, that would be awesome. I feel like every year is a bit too fast. I wonder. And maybe again that's like the new way to continue driving sales, because I think that was the case with Diablo 3. They launched the expansion and then they launched like they would just like launch it on a new console every year. And it would just keep selling. Diablo 3 is one of the best selling games ever. Oh, you're effing a bit? Red King, what could that mean? You're doing something unsavory to a drill bit? You're made of stern stuff. Oh, Path of Exile is your jam? Yeah, I really respect Path of Exile. One of those games that definitely tried to do things the right way and stick to it. And is very kind of very direct and honest about the game that it is and the experience that it offers. sounds like a weird thing to like, but with free-to-play games and games that try to entice you to play endlessly, I don't even think like there's a whole lot of enticing going on with Path of Exile, which is I think what I like about it. It's, games like that usually have some aspect that feels compelled, obligatory, an elbow to the ribs here or there. Yeah, I'm okay if this is the, I want to say the new face of how to make and continue to sell single player games, but this model's been around. Make a game, make an expansion pack, make a new SKU, make a new like product that's both of them together. But it gives you a chance to like bundle your game and your expansion together every year and resell it again. That's the thing, though. I know Activision's being Activision. They're kind of aggressive with the pricing. I actually kind of like, even though it's so tempting to roll one's eyes at it, I do kind of like what they're doing with, or what Sony's doing. Even though I wish that their studios were working on things that weren't remasters of games I don't care about. That's just my selfishness, but the idea that you can have an expansive game like Horizon, and then every 3 or 4 years, there's just like a $10 update for it that adds a whole lot of new, well, not a whole lot, a fair amount of new stuff. But that's how you like remarket the game, get people to think about it and buy it at full price if they haven't yet. Put a new coat of paint on the car, try to sell it again. Oh yeah. I don't know. There was that rumor about a Horizon Games as Service game. I don't know how substantial the rumor was, but also like rumor, even if there wasn't a rumor, I could have told you that they were trying something. Like every brand they've got probably has some kind of games as service prototype or pitch going on. Pretty clearly what they're in the market for. Oh, time for another elixir. I'm somewhat proud of myself. I've been pretty good about drinking these things. Just realized the bug is your buddy. Yep. This is bug build. That's one of the finer points of Diablo IV is learning the difference between bad green and good green. There's even like, what Sea of Stars is like, is putting out free expansions. People are competing for your money so hard these days. It's awesome. Used to have to go to the corner store and beg for a scrap of a single player game. Please, not another modern multiplayer shooter, please. Can't find time to play all these awesome games now. Maybe that's why people got to drive themselves insane to find something to be angry about. You got to get the blood boiling somehow. Stupid games industry isn't complying. Gaming execs are keeping their mouths shut. The old gamer yells at cloud storage. Where's my save? There had to be a reason for this to be over here. Pants! Magic pants! One of the I just did a recent pitch. One of the things publishers are a bit against or seen too much of are roguelikes and Dark Souls likes. But they still love that games as service. That's kind of surprising. I would think by now publishers would kind of feel like maybe there'd be some sense that like the investment phase of games as service is past. Either you have Epic money and you can invest in trying to get one off the ground, or Sony, or everyone else can try to make their money doing other things. Hey, Carmine. Oh. You moved your Prime to a sub. Well, how exciting. It's now official. Officially official. Oh, that reminds me. I think, I don't know if you're still interested in doing any of this kind of stuff, but I do need new sub badges. I'll have my people draft up a proposal and send it over Discord. I do kind of like that I have a bug finger. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. What? Cool. Who's this guy? Beautiful. Julian. Thanks for the cheer. Big fan of Inside Games? Oh, I'm glad to hear that. It is super fun. I'm glad we get to do that. I appreciate the encouragement too. It's been weird out there on the internet, man. People are getting weird. Gaming media's most engaged and connected people are also its most insane. I guess that makes sense. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I thought I'd seen your names in there, Maverick. I appreciate that a lot. Getting a little spicy out here. God, those individual bolts are starting to really take chunks out of me. Uh-oh, yeah, he's only like 2/3 dead. He's got stunned. Shit. See you, see you sub. John Golb. Thank you very much. "56 months is no short stretch either." Whoop. Appreciate the dedication to gaming. Oh man, come on! Look at how close they are to being dead. Bruh. I guess I should have backed up. Remember I saw the little balls coming out. Fucking balls. Yeah. Bug maxing is going fairly well, I guess. Back in the fray, though. Terry Tuggins asks if it's better to use a controller than keyboard and mouse. You know, I don't know. They've gotten really good at making this for a controller. I think it's more comfortable now to play on a controller. I think if you're playing like a ranged class or something that relies on AoE, where there's more nuance in it, specifically where you put your attacks, like if you want to detonate a fireball between enemies versus just shooting directly at them. That's the sort of thing that a mouse will really help you do. Like high agility builds are a lot easier with a mouse, I think. Things where you like flipping through crowds of enemies and stuff like that. For most of the builds I've played, I haven't felt the want for the ability to click on specific enemies. For the most part. There are times here and there where like something will misfire or go the wrong direction. Damn, man. Don't get caught by the balls. Actually, homeboy's blocking them for me right now. That's kind of nice. There we go.
It's in better shape than I feared.
That was a pretty thick fight.
See what it says.
Ooh. Dexterity 8%. Does damage over time apply to like all dots? So it actually like buffs up my damage ability or my poison damage? Of everything with higher armor, why not? Fuck it. Yeah, get bugged, idiot.
It says, this time of year, Abulan will be on his fallow walk in the field of giants.
Haven't been there in years.
Not since your trials, I'd guess. Must be what? A century ago?
Yes, there's going to be some degen gaming tomorrow and Saturday.
Speak to Ormus.
The two days I can just really camp out.
We'll meet you on the road.
Spooky game all day. You ever seen a centipede IRL out in the wild? No, I don't think so. No, I've seen worms and bugs and things, mostly when I was a kid, running around in rural Texas, but never a full-ass centipede. They're pretty spooky looking. Yeah, Freedom Friday tomorrow. Yes, most of the beginning of the day will be dedicated to Modern Warfare remake. All right, Ormus. What you got to say?
We hope you find him. Abulan hasn't been seen for some time. We don't know what you will find in the wilds. So the Council has decided to offer you some additional aid. These stones are ancient relics from the time of the first Druid. The runes inscribed on them will protect you from the evils of this world.
Am I a Texas Roadhouse fan? Like the restaurant?
Good.
Not especially. Oh. Ooh. What's weird is they're everywhere now. When I visited Texas to go to QuakeCon and see my family, there was like a Texas Roadhouse every 15 miles off nearly every highway I drove on. Okay. Gain offering with runes of ritual to fulfill runes of invocation and unleash its power on your enemies. Great. Runes. Runes. All those runes I just picked up. Oh, okay. Ah, so it's queued off of your actions. Gives you another resource. Ah, Pestilent Swarm. Do like those. I already have buffs on Pestilent Swarms. That'd be nice. One primary resource? That's it? Oh, 5 turns into 1. Okay, so you can just like juice it to get more resource. Critical strike chance is probably pretty good though. Annihilate all this stuff. I do like where the aspect and transmog system landed. Something very cozy in RPGs about, like, once you get a drop, you grind it into dust, but you can reconstitute it whenever you want. Or the cyberpunk method, as long as something's touched your inventory, you can make anything look like that. Where are the vendors?
Did you have a design in mind?
Socketables. A fully socketed item can now be replaced by selecting a socketable and inserting it directly into your equipment. Socketables that cannot fit into an item will now replace what's there instead. Ah. Socketables swapping. Oh yeah, that's right. They put it in its own tab now too. Add sockets. Then I evade, and then Kashwank. Okay. So, does it consume it automatically when I get enough points on like a cooldown or something? I don't know if it's a button I have to hit to make it go. Poison resist. Whenever you dodge, you gain 5% critical strike chance for 3 seconds. I mean, that's pretty good. Maxed out the centipede stuff there. 10% damage, 5%. That's what I get my swarms off of, so it's actually better if that procs faster. I guess I can just buy my way to this. This is like the next big DPS dump. Okay, okay. Open the rune chest. Ah. Use the rune cache. Ah, okay. Huh. But it won't tell you what the actual thing is. You just have to know. Interesting. I like that. It's like one more thing.
Excerpts from the
one more
predicted
like
their clan being
proc condition that you can customize and then effect that you can also customize. That's actually really similar to what Path of Exile did, I noticed. They tied a lot of the builds to like skewing damage buffs or other benefits off of in-game actions. You set that trigger and then you set the benefit. And then you can sort of set this cycle where this trigger causes this thing, which makes this other trigger more likely to happen, which causes that thing that loops back to the original. So it's like a flywheel on an engine. Once everything is like buffing everything else. What's up? Okay. Nice. Well, that was fast.
Yeah, all right then.
Okay. An elixir of shadow resist. I don't know how to make that. Give Mondarin an elixir of shadow resistance. That'll have to wait. Hello, Witchblayer. Does your sour cream cannon have a hoodie that would be like brand of the sour cream? Interesting question. That is an interesting question. Here, I'm gonna unlock Subo. We're gonna get a new pal. Thank you for reminding me. I actually do have a lot of stuff to give away. Oh, he's asking if you're circumcised. That makes sense now. Won't that be a surprise? That's a sub incentive. Sub incentive is you get to see the tip. Yeah, I've been accruing branded merchandise. I'm not giving these things away yet, but I want you to know that if you continue watching this stream, someday you might be able to win a Nitro Discord figure. It's like a Funko Pop for the Discord mascot, which I guess exists. He's on a little scooter there. How exciting. And then there's a box of Miku stuff. I got a Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage kit that I haven't opened yet, still in shrink wrap. I thought it was a jigsaw puzzle, but it might be a bunch of stuff. It might just be like a lot of anime things. This is just a sample. You don't even want to accidentally win the Discord Funko Pop? It's so big. Look at how much space this takes up just for that little thing. I had a nightmare getting this home on my motorcycle, so somebody has to win it and love it. That's the arrangement here. But yes, like I said, this is just a small sample of the table full of stuff that I need to give away to people. Maybe I can scrape together some kind of dumb fun activity type deal over the weekend, since I'll probably be streaming quite a bit. Some way to get this junk out of my house and into the hands of people who will love and cherish it.
His will be done. Forgive me, friend. I was lost in prayer. I am Ksenia. I'm surprised to find another here. It is no small feat to wander where Mephisto's... Perhaps we were both led here by the light. Come, join me when you are ready. Bajuno?
I've been kind of waiting for the right season to really do it all in Diablo. Really do it all. Maybe this is the one. I was subscribed to Loot Crate Deluxe, Loot Crate Gaming, Loot Crate Fallout, Loot Crate South Park for like 2 years. And plastic crapped out. Yeah, I used to wonder that in like peak Loot Crate days. Where's all this stuff going? All this stuff. Because that's really what it amounts to. It's just things. And remember subscription boxes? Subscription box for everything. Here is your monthly Rutabaga subscription box, customized for you, hand-picked by Rutabaga artisans, who all have wax mustaches and listen to Mumford & Sons because it's 2014. Oh, another bug! Bug!
Greetings.
Oh! Corpse opened up, got peeled like an orange. Ugh. Whoa! Jesus Christ. I got out-poisoned. And I have poison resist. God, could you imagine? So does that mean I can have that rune pairing on multiple pieces of gear? And then it, like I would send out multiple swarms every time it tops over?
Couldn't have made it without you.
GG's.
Thanks.
Hey, that was well timed. Looty McShooty. Thanks for the sub. Favorite part of Diablo is when he says it's Diabloing time and he Diablos all over the place. How long has it been since Diablo has actually been in a Diablo game? It's Diablo 2, I guess? What I'm saying is, that's my favorite part too, but sadly it's been a while since Diablo has Diabloed all over the place. Proud to announce a return to boots to the ground tactical Diablo action.
If Ray here did not come through himself, then he has good reason. You're the helm. That is good enough for me. Yes, I know of you. And since that bandit who got past you will be back with many of his angry friends, I hope some of what they say of you is...
Yeah, Diablo should be the Darth Vader of Diablo games, yeah.
Buy me the time.
Diablo is just crammed in for no reason, shows up right at the end. It was me all along, ha 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 ha!
This way.
Now that's good video games right there.
Here's information we need. I can convince him to give it up. They will be coming to free him soon. Or to slit his throat to keep him from talking. Keep them occupied while I have a chat with him.
Okay. Hold them off you while you torture this guy, got it.
My fate is the same, whether I talk or not. Unspoiled. I don't know what they do with them after that.
Jesus. Oh! Ooh.
Please. I know they're doing something with the windswept order. But I swear to you, I don't know what it is.
Nice.
See? He felt like talking after all. Hopefully there is still time. Meet me at the windswept altar.
Man, even the little mercenaries you can recruit all have a little intro story to express their character. That's pretty slick. I like that. I do think I probably need the tanky character, though, instead of the archer. We'll see how it plays out. Minute? Oh, they brought him back in the whale fishing game? Immortal? I guess he's immortal. What was the, what's the story of Diablo Immortal? Diablo's back? Diablo's back. Yay! The story is that Blizzard turned their backs on their fans. Yeah. Back. Got a new hat. Get ready to Diablo all over again.
Go in the front. Get the big one's attention. Keep him distracted. You'll know what to do when the time comes.
Yeah, even if Immortal is a money suck, at least Diablo 4 isn't. At least it doesn't seem like it. I'm sure at some point you hit a wall and like it's pretty obvious that if you don't spend money, you'll just be there forever. But then again, like what's the point? There's just another wall past that. So I feel like once you get there, it doesn't matter. You've played the game. You've done it. And now you're just looking for a reason to keep playing it. So yeah, that's what it is. Diablo 4 money suck is from the glamours. That's how it ought to be, right? Isn't that what we all agreed that was okay? Make the money really sparkly clothes. Like in COD, that's kind of where, well, I guess Warzone has other problems, but in traditional multiplayer COD, that's where it's at. Like skins cost $25. It's silly compared to the cost of the game itself. That like you'll pay 30% of the cost of the entire game on one skin. And it's easy to laugh at that stuff, but that's okay. If, I don't know. That's kind of, I'm kind of okay with it ending there, of like people rolling their eyes at it being that expensive, or like doing the whole get a load of this shit routine. That's fine though. People can feel oddly superior to it. Other people can spend money on it if they want. Yeah, what's going on with Tekken? Why is everybody mad at Tekken now? I feel like $5 for a stage isn't that bad unless there's something else. I think there's probably something else. Everybody's mad at Tekken now. More that the stage for Lydia was free. Okay. So it feels like it's a trend towards charging more money for more things. How does that work in a fighting game though? If you don't own a stage and you're in matchmaking, will you just never play on that stage? Oh, you can match up on it? Okay, but you can't, like, practice on it or anything? Okay, alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, that's getting a bit weird, I suppose. That's getting a bit weird. I don't know, as much as I like NetherRealm, I thought what they were doing to monetize fighting games was a little... That was starting to creep me out a little bit. Luckily, I mostly interact with those games just as single player. Oh, I never vaporized all my stuff. Just as single player experiences, so I have very little right to complain. Stage, cosmetics, character, and battle pass now. Starting to feel nickel and dimey. Yeah, that's always a really interesting situation. Because I get it. But at the same time, it's like an annoyance that exists because of the offering of something. Yeah, it's like a UI thing, and it's an experiential thing. There's just flipping... They're asking you for money everywhere, all the time. Oh, right. Done any of that stuff yet? Wait, does that mean I can change my mercenary? Oh, that's right. You gotta go to the den. Look at all these side quests. I don't know though. I have no fix on competitive Mortal Kombat or how monetization affects that.
The forge is ready for whatever you need.
Mocked Arch, I'm having a good time with the expansion so far. Jeweler, I think, can remove them.
Good result.
Okay, I guess I got it back. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I don't expect... I guess my expectations aren't super high from an executional standpoint for Diablo, but it is super well made. Production values are really nice.
I had a curate, Simon. Some weeks ago, he left in the company of a strange man. I haven't heard from him since, and it's unlike him. Could you...
Do you know where he went?
Yeah, I guess it is the sort of the conversion of fighting games to a games as service. That's kind of how they always were. That's how people played them anyway. Or just like...
A man has come to our small
I guess that's a really creepy way of putting it. It's more like the way that people want players to engage with the games as service is how people already engage with fighting games.
Father Dimas has warned me against him, but
they want like players to be forced through a like digital marketplace every time they sit down to play their game every evening.
Well, I mean to fight them. We will make camp at the decaying farmstead, east of here.
You can't be
Been going retro lately? Not a bad way to do it. Retro games, you are nearly guaranteed that there is no financial stake in anything. So it's like, it's kind of nice to play games outside of the current era where they're not actively being marketed or serviced, or people aren't hollering their opinions about things on the internet. You just kind of experience it.
Swamp? For a stranger, no less. It seems
And usually like they work, or there are known issues that have been fixed by the community.
Though I would not need the kindness of a stranger if the Zakarum Crusaders had any fight left in them.
Please be cautious, Tomiris.
There is a bridge leading into the wetlands. Meet me there. I must go ready myself. I cannot thank you enough for this, stranger. Thank you.
Always here to help. That's me. I'm just here for the renown. But yeah, Capcom in the past has not been shy about releasing revisions and new versions,
There's a powerful
iterating on a game to sell it multiple times.
Surely you've seen the demons or those horrible charred remains. Oh,
Cortana.
please, would you look for survivors near the old ruins to
At LA Comic Con, there was a dude selling Raspberry Pis with everything up to Dreamcast.
Don't worry.
Yeah, that's a pretty common thing. Yeah, those like system on a chips that are just loaded down with a bunch of illegal ROMs and emulators and stuff. But it's pretty cool that, like, I mean, we are living in the future. You can just get a little puck of a dude that has 30 years of gaming just ready to go on it, powered by USB.
The light has use for you. We marched to rescue our brothers and sisters who have fallen prey to the vile cultists lurking in the ruins to the east. Normally, we wouldn't stoop to hiring mercenaries, but I've sworn to send any aid I can.
You've been curious? Do I play some games off stream at all? Maybe even save some just to not stream. The way that I try to sort it out is that games that don't perform well on stream, I just play off. Those are like slower paced RPGs. Maybe brand new games that have like spoiler concerns. Yeah, I don't go too overboard with like trying to program or optimize what I play and when. I kind of like to keep it really impulsive so that I can maintain the purity of gaming and not have to be concerned with too much else. But I think there are certain types of games that, you know, don't really excite people or don't work well as background accent, as comfy background type things. It is, I think specifically it's like really long-winded JRPGs, MMOs, things like that. But even that, I still play on stream sometimes. I need to hold on a minute. I need to go back and swap to my other mans. Or am I still doing this quest line? I am. Never mind. I haven't actually recruited this guy yet. I did finish Kunitsugami, yeah. I was going back to clean up the level challenges. Kind of in the middle of doing that. Lately, I've been playing Katamari Damacy, or We Heart Katamari. I'll absolutely play Snake Eater on stream twice. I'm going to play the original, well, the Master Collection version of 3, and then Delta when it comes out. How amazing was it? It was awesome. It was awesome. And there's why is some of the map already revealed? Disrupt the bandits' plans. I guess New Game Plus is like remixed and has new level challenges. There's even more to do. Oh yeah, I've been plugging that game a ton on Inside Games and stuff like that. It just seems like there wasn't a ton of interest for it. You want to talk about one game that just didn't pull well on Twitch? Not a lot of interest in Kunitsugami. Hello, Lesbian 420. Two things everyone loves, combined into a single Twitch user account. Who can ask for more? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Kunitsugami specifically. That they were excited to just play and enjoy games off stream and not worry about content. That's interesting. Huh. I think it is something that people fall into whether they think about it or not. Or I think about it too much, which can be a bit of an issue. But yeah, if you're in the content creation game, it can be tempting to think that you should use your gaming time wisely, which is to say, towards the end of content, making or forming an opinion about something that's important or happening right now, so that you can be in the conversation, have a buzzworthy take. I mean, I might just be telling it myself right then, but here's like an interesting kind of thought process that I caught myself slipping into, is that I would spend a lot of time playing video games, you know, for the fun of it, for the passion, for the love of the game. And then you start to have an insidious thought of like, well, wouldn't it be cool if all this time I'm spending doing gaming things had some kind of greater benefit? If I were accumulating knowledge or skill in something that had another payoff aside from just entertainment in the moment. And that's when the podcasts start, the blog articles, the expressions, the opinions, the thought pieces, maybe? Other people might have different motivations, of course, but I think this is kind of the path. And then once you fully go around the curve, the truly enlightened, robe-wearing games enjoyer, kind of like Marcus Aurelius, understands that opinion is meaningless, that the opinions and discourses are so tied to the whims of the moment, and that nobody's really going to remember any buzzworthy takes, and that's when you're truly free again. There might be another layer past that, but I'm not sure what it is yet. I think the truly challenging thing is trying to figure out how to make whatever you're into interesting in some derivative way. Derivative in that other people find it interesting too. I'm kind of lucky that on this stream I'm typically able to just follow my curiosities for the most part. But I've also spent my time playing a shitload of GTA because it was the popular thing and we needed to record gameplays in GTA. But I still like GTA. That was the great thing. GTA was great. I've thought about that, about like wanting to do more purposeful gaming editorial content on Inside Games. But that does require sort of having a strategy and a plan that you stick to, and you can't really be impulsive about it. You can, but... So if I wanted to do like a more holistic review, or more traditional style review, I would have to just play a new release for like 3 or 4 days straight, and then turn around an opinion piece on it. And then make sure I got every little bit right, because Lord knows if you like say one thing wrong or get one little bit wrong, weirdos come out of the woodwork to scream at you and tell you that you haven't done your job. Which, whatever, it might be true, but... Not a powerful motivator. Yeah, play it. Reflect for 3 days. Go to my mountain bungalow. My Walden-style log cabin. And I can ruminate. Spend a month describing the perfect missive, the perfect passage to describe my experience. In the end, it's all still entertainment. People take reviews so seriously. They do. I mean, people take games media seriously. People just like drama. People are messy. They'll invent it. Because people like that more than they like games. That's how life is. I've stopped resenting it.
In service of the living swamp,
I think.
we offer up this innocent blood so that the swamp...
I'll say this though, I've hit a bit of a snag, a philosophical snag. The desire to make it, the desire to like, in the past I guess, it was more of an ego-driven thing. I wanted people to acknowledge my right think about video games. Especially in a media landscape I thought that had a bunch of kind of misguided criticism. Not in a there's too many women kind of way, but just sort of a critical culture of games that wasn't very well tuned. Oh, that's awesome. People would judge games on weirdly arbitrary things, weirdly like personal criteria. I know that people insist that games or game reviews are just personal opinion screeds, but I think they can be a little better than that. That's just, so I tried to do that.
And everything worked out, didn't it?
And I had a conviction and a direction and a desire to succeed, ambition. But the problem is once you disassociate from the value of people's opinions, but the thing that you do is trafficking an opinion. What do? Oh, we got a little tongue tail. I like that. I get stuck on the base nature of the thing I do revolving around the exchange of opinion and also kind of weaning myself. Oh, goddamn. Yeah, that hurt. Weaning myself off of caring about that. I need to find another motivator. I need to find another motivator to construct and share video game opinions. Convincing people that they're wrong is not a good one either, even though that's what I'm most equipped to do. It's like you have to care about people's opinions, but not so much that it bothers you when they're being shitheads. And then you have to acknowledge that your perspective is different and intentionally constructed, but also not in a way that is snooty or looks down on other people that have not put such efforts into their criticisms. How do you do that? How do you do both? That's kind of why I like watching old movie reviewers. Like sometimes Siskel or Roger Ebert especially would kind of get a little huffy sometimes. Like he'd get a little flustered and mad. But I get it. It's like you care so much about the form of the thing, you can't understand why somebody wouldn't appreciate this profound work. Gorilla skill. Care not for gorilla skill. But it's got higher item levels. Yeah, CD Media. I agree. Like, if somebody unironically uses the word woke, that I just instantly hear static in my head. I'm just like, oh. It's just kind of gone. How do you not get a copyright strike when doing your media thing? That is a great question. I have, Matthew. I got a warning. It wasn't a strike, it was like a pre-strike. They were like, don't do that shit again. But that only happened when I ran it overnight. Oh wait, is he at the entrance? He must be outside. Yeah. For, there are some times that my stream on YouTube will get interrupted by copyright, when I'm on break. But it's only for like one clip at a time. I think if just by sheer random chance, there were like 3 or 4 videos in a block that were all very copyrighted in MediaTek, that might get me in trouble, but it hasn't really happened. So I think the nature and the way that I use it is fairly safe on Twitch and YouTube or live streams. I can't leave them in VODs, which is why I do VODs the way I do on YouTube. Because yeah, they get claimed and blocked. Most of my most of my live streams rather, get blocked as soon as I stop streaming. Because there was something in it that blocked it. But that's different than a strike. It just means that I can't publish the video. Or if I do, it'll just be in like a few countries and that's it.
Worked out well enough. Maybe Ray here and these mercenaries can be useful from time to time. I'll meet you back there later. And by the way, keep the helmet. I never needed it in the first place.
Ka-chink. Feather on the scale. Look at all these goodies I got. And I got a cool helmet. That is a big helmet. Yeah, I don't know, that's something that, it's definitely been a joy sap lately of like, because there's so many vibrant, amazing games out right now. There's so much to talk about. There's so much good work to celebrate. And frustratingly, political like ball slapping has taken over discourse. Not only people that are just so loudmouthed about it, it's aggravating, but also people that are exhausted by it, like me. I don't even want to hear about it anymore because it just has nothing to do with the games. It's in a completely different realm of make-believe, where a bunch of disgruntled dudes get together online and make up stories about how fucked up everything is and how beleaguered they are. Fine, do that, but don't distract people from like talking about actual games and what they actually do. Just do that over there and let people talk about video games over here. You don't have to be so loud that you take over the whole room. It's kind of an interesting thing that like happens. It's shades of the same thing that can happen in Twitch chat. Like one person just shows up in chat and acts a fool and suddenly they control everything. And that can make it a bit challenging as streamer and lord of these grounds. Keep things in a good place. Because either you like ignore them and then they annoy other people. But if they play the game right, like the right kind of troll will be just the right kind of annoying, where they can manipulate and control the tone of a conversation or the subject of a conversation.
Search for the
And
south of here, just outside the old city. See if
and operate in a way where you can't really toss them out, even though they're pretty clearly dragging everything down. So yeah, it's been tough between, like I said, people that ironically spew it or unironically spew it, or people that are so exhausted with it that that's all they've come to associate with any kind of like gaming discussion. Is just woke this, woke that, blah 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 blah. I don't like. I feel like people have got to be tired of it. Even the people that used to get off on it. I think they're going to try to shift soon because it's just like, it's so over. They're going to try to find some new branding. I can feel it in my bones. Some new cause. Some new like small target to pick on and pin like a bunch of problems on. Candles, not at all. No, when I'm whining about this sort of thing, I don't mean anyone in chat right now, except you. You know who you are. But no, it's mostly just like YouTube culture, Reddit culture, social media culture, which doesn't like is not real either. But a lot of the times, minus like I was throwing to one of the very wonderful moments is when somebody just comes out of nowhere to say, "Hey, I appreciate that." It's actually a breath of fresh air, and just like making a thing and putting it out there and then having people just like blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I appreciate it. There's a long way of saying that. I think this is just the new state of games discourse or discussion online now. Yes, I do. I know it's a loud minority, but it's very exhausting to have to actively ignore the outrage all the time. Yeah, I think that's just the internet. And I don't think it's even humanity anymore. I think that's what the internet has done.
Fought even better with two arms.
I'm sorry. I did not mean.
I'm joking, Subo. I thank you for the kind words.
I think that certain people that thrive on antagonism have found a way to use the internet to create it wherever they want for any reason they want. There are people who are addicted to like hating on shit. They're just haters, career haters. And then now there's an industry, like there's enough of them as an audience to cater to, that the people ostensibly in my role that are storytellers and entertainers, maybe not so much news reporters, but really it is more just storytelling, piecing together enough evidence bits to create a compelling narrative to invite people to hate on something. Oh, what we got here? Hold on. I saw a dismiss or enlist. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ah, wait, hold on.
Take care of yourself out there.
Okay, he's over here now. Okay, so they're just chilling.
Do what you need.
Concussive trap that arms after 0.8 seconds. Explodes. Oh, and heavy shot? What does this do? An incendiary. Stunning them before exploding into flames. I like that.
I often work alone.
Reinforcements will emerge during combat and execute their skill at an opportunity of your choosing. That's kind of cool. It's like an assist. Optic blast. Oh. 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 That's cool. Whatever, just any skill, who cares? Neat. I wonder if they both get rapport. I mean, they're both on the left there. Let's see if this button works. It does. Great. I like that. That's like a more extended part of your build. They really did build out the complexity of the builds with this. With the runes and the followers. Yeah, Mudbutt. Mm-hmm. Yes, engagement. Yeah, I think that really is the core of it. Is once YouTube swapped over to being engagement based, and honestly, like I can't think of a better solution. But one of the side effects is that you get engagement bait, and I think it's created a whole culture of people that are addicted to that engagement. Let's see here. I had to block many of these anger based YouTube channels. I also have the impression that many of these people don't fully believe in what they push, but they're happy to continue to do for profit and attention. Oh, 100%. Yeah, totally. Most gaming commentators don't even understand the subject matter. And like on a fundamental level, they have some very fucked up notions about the role of art in culture before everything else. But the system as it is allows them to skip all of that understanding or critical thought and go right to, I say word, I get money. And it's pretty easy to like depersonalize game developers, agencies, people. Who cares? It's just some person on the internet. If I can say the same thing another YouTuber did in a slightly different way and find success, then I'll do it. Yeah. And I can't hate that so much. If I had a retail job and I wanted to get the fuck out of that, just talking about games all day sounds like a great alternative to working a shit job in food service or something like that. Who cares if you have to slag off a Corpo stooge or something like that? Or talk shit about a game that nobody cares about anyway. Yeah. There's been recent exposure of videos of creators delisting honest videos and then publishing engagement-baited videos. Very clear trends in the videos they post where they jump on hate trains. Yeah, the problem is the audience doesn't care. I mean, I remember in 2019 when I was running Inside Gaming for Rooster Teeth, and I was really watching a lot more video game YouTubers to see what the culture was. And there were people that were just like if they expressed an opinion in a video that people got mad at, they would unpublish the video because they accepted without critical thought that their job was to agree with the audience, or that if the audience was mad, then they didn't do their job properly, which is it's true now, but that's not the way it should be. And yeah, I don't know that anyone's going to give a shit. People only care about that because it's a takedown. It's an exposure and it's an expose, but I don't think that's actually going to genuinely influence anybody's decision of who to watch. People love anger and solidarity way more than they enjoy authenticity. Because that's actually been one of my frustrations is authenticity. I think I see a lot of inauthenticity, but it's different than what most people mean when they say that. Because I don't mean that as a general takedown of games journalists. Although I think in certain circles it can get weird too. Yeah, Morgie. I feel like sometimes I have to constantly try to catch myself from being too contrarian for no reason. Because yeah, people pick up on that, but I don't know. I think most of the time I bravely get up and express my bold video game opinion. I have a decent reason. But yeah, that's the problem though. Your only reward for doing that is no views and everyone insulting you.
We shall eat well. If you too
For all the, I know this is something Alana says a lot, and she's right. For all the weird conspiracy theories people come up with about how publishers or corporations control the message of games media, it's the audience. The audience's consequences have always been more immediate, more hateful, more severe, and more destructive. And their expectations are way more ridiculous too. The things I've seen companies just kind of like be like, that's fine. The fools that I have seen grown adults act because they felt like they'd been slighted or didn't get the right access at the right time or weren't properly like reverenced in this way. I don't know, it gets dumb out there. But if it's like all to a corporate email account, they just keep their mouths shut and move on. Stephanie's worked in this field is what I'm saying. Specifically the like, man, around the Cyberpunk launch, people were getting weird. Mostly with just like insisting on having review access or being the first people or the first outlet to play it. Yeah. It was definitely something that like everyone was angling on and people were getting really like huffy and strange about. I'm not gonna name any names, but the fucking sternly worded emails from people that have like no leverage at all. It was always really interesting. There's really interesting messages going on in chat, so I looked away for a little too long. What the heck? Why are there so many dots on the map now? I gotta kill all these dudes? What the? That bird got me. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know. It is my hope that I guess ever since starting Insight Games, it's been my hope that that the making games outside of specifically the YouTube games media bubble would eventually like, Jesus Christ, what got me? Spicy. Like eventually we'd find or that there would be a big enough audience out there that would be into that. Big enough is always the key. It's never going to be as big. So we'll never be number one. I don't have enough faith left to harbor that dream. Oh my gosh. But I'm pretty proud of the fact that we've been able to carve out a space and develop a reputation on a platform and in a scene that's kind of like antagonistic to that. Ever thought of making a small indie game? Thought about it. I think it's the like lava that goes down. I think that just burns me out real quick. I don't think, I mean, that's a really competitive market. I mean, it's always been competitive, I guess, but holy cow, now more than ever. I mean, I'm on a number of mailing lists from like smaller indie publishers, and like every day, I want to say I get like 2 or 3 emails of things launching that day that are all kind of interesting, like kind of sound kind of cool. I'm getting tongued by something. So I think both, like, creatively speaking... Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what's getting me at the end. Not only creatively do I not really have, like, an idea as, like, this is what people need, but even logistically, it's a mega crowded market. But the margins can be amazing on that kind of stuff. If you get a lethal company, you're pretty much made in the shade, unless you want to make another video game, another bigger video game. But the economics of gaming, it's like if you want to keep doing that and like scaling up your production every time, you're basically betting the farm every release. And at best, that's like one game every 3 years, maybe? Maybe 2, if you're just like a really tight, experienced indie dev, which I'm not. So I thought about it, but I think my calling is elsewhere. I think it's just what I've done most of my life building is a pretty encyclopedic knowledge of most large games, I guess, PC and console games. I think the place that is best suited is in, oh, come on! That was gonna be the one. Cheerleading. Ideally, finding the tiny good ones and rooting for them. Although, again, there's not a lot of viewership in that. Most people aren't looking for someone to tell them what to play. Because a lot of marketing is pretty good about shoving games in front of your face, asking you to pick. If you were to work in a development team, what position would suit you best? That is really tough. I think being a producer might be the closest to the work experience I already have. I don't know about creative director. Probably producer more. Something more logistic oriented that involves like going back and forth between departments and solving problems for people. But even then, there's tons of like lived experience with games production that I don't have. And that's really what you need in that role. So I could be a producer for like a scrappy indie game with maybe 4 or 5, a staff of 4 or 5, where I check in and it's like, what do you need? What software licenses can I get for you? I think the biggest crossover experience I have right now is just in terms of like business, running a business, running payroll, doing P&L, health insurance, like shit like that. Fuck. They must all just attack me all at once or something. I have to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. There we go, freshly squeezed. I don't know if I should keep trying at this. I mean, this is sort of the indication that I'm not scaled appropriately. Oh, my shit's almost broken. Let me go repair that. Upgrade my potions to my strongest potion. Damn it, Subo! I protected you while you did all those war crimes, and you can't even tag me back now. No, I think the red thing is my reinforcement coming in. I don't think that hurts me. That's Subo's ability, that's right. It's good fire. Hey Zophar. How you doing? Eh. Right, now I can go back, prepare my thing, upgrade my potion. Yeah, Vessel of Hatred is really good. The more that I'm playing and doing side quests and unlocking more of it, the more I'm appreciating what they've really added on here. It's just like more complexity of character build.
Been fighting hard?
I just unlocked I unlocked my second companion, which means I can, I wonder if you can see it from this screen. Yeah, there we go. You can do your reinforcement things, but like you can even customize the triggers and the actions that happen on the reinforcement abilities on top of the mercenary itself. And they both have their own builds. So I don't know. It's cool stuff. Definitely many more knobs to fiddle with, switches. I wonder about this stuff, because it's like, I thought Diablo 3 did a pretty good job with the ability and the rune system of just making it like, you can do it this, you can do it that. And it's kind of up to you, whatever you feel like doing. Still around? You're still around. But if people play this game and they just look up a build, what good is all that complexity, you know? If people are just going to crunch the math and find the best thing, and then everyone does that, they put together... Oh! Yeah, I think I have to stay away from all the little guys, because I think they all chomp me. Which means I need to not get grabbed by the slurp. That's kind of why I like not looking at builds as long as I can avoid it. Because then it still feels like something that I figured out and I earned. I did this. Okay, yeah. I think they have like a synchronized chomp or whatever when all the mobs spawn in. I guess they just spawn in over time? No. Whoa! Whoa! Get over there! Wait for my crowd control to kick in. Give him the stink finger. Waiting for cooldowns again. Crowd control. Give him the scary bug. Nice. Okay. Gotta be a little more strategic about that. I like it. Yeah, the music's great. I think the locations look amazing. The chests are laden with loot. They're still doing that, like, pensive acoustic guitar strum. Sound of Tristram. It's in there somewhere. Lonely flutes. Outside of flavor, builds don't matter too much in this one until you hit in-game and really need to hone it in. That's how it ought to be. Build is like, it's the flavor you choose. Clearly I've chosen lemon lime. But if you want blueberry or strawberry, orange. That wasn't even a thing I had to do. Darkening clouds. Oh yeah, it's not even here. I was just killing stuff. But I will, however, go pick up this side quest. I don't know why all these enemies are tagged on the map. Usually that means they're part of a quest, but I don't know which one I picked up.
No. I undertook ritual bloodletting to purify my body, to prepare for the gift I'll receive soon. Many in my family have become blessed vessels for the Etsuksupa, spirits who protect the Umbaru by hunting and devouring goatmen. I need 6 goatmen heads to finish the ritual, but I can barely stand. Could you gather them for me? And
I left all my goatmen heads at home.
Northwest?
Damn. Whoa, what's that? Goatman's Bane. It's been a while since I've heard about the Goatman. Used to be an internet staple. When is there going to be a coffee table book about Goatsy? I guess that would require coffee table books to still get made. Game $50, expansion $40. Yup. Yup. Yeah, it hurts. I think that's, among other things, that's something that's changed now. So in the past, you would release a single player game and then nothing would happen. And then a year later, they maybe release an updated version of it or something, but it would just go down in price over time. Now the price is staying the same, and they're releasing new stuff for it. So, it still hurts, because years later, or like a year later, I guess, in the case of Diablo IV, it's still the same price. And there's a new thing to buy. But it's all still good, though. I don't know, as a single thing, Diablo 4 plus expansion, I'd say that's worth $90. Yeah, greatest hits. I guess that's just Steam sales. This is better though, right? I think this is better. I think that's one of the seasonal portal things I have to go mess up. I don't know how far away it is though. Ah, the Realm Walker approaches in 5 minutes. Where was it though? This seems important. Forza Horizon 4 is more expensive on Steam than Forza Horizon 5. Even older games cost more. Probably because they're not monetized anymore. Like, you can probably still buy stuff in 5. Or that's the expectation. That's silly, though. Yeah. Games are costing more, but they're also not. I don't know. It's an inflation thing. What's weird is like it kind of happens in pulses. Inflation's always ticking and devaluing your money. And has, at least in the United States, gone through a bit of a COVID burst. That seems to be over, but still, it sucked. But that does mean that, like, a $70 game isn't really $70 anymore. Or it's not even $70 in 2020 money. It hurts. What is that? What's blinking? Is that another player? Realm Walk. Alright, I want to go see this. I don't think I've seen one of these yet, so I'm going to go check it out. It was worldwide, it wasn't just in the US. Yeah, I'm not saying it was only in the US. I'm just saying I live in the US, so that's what I could talk about. What's that Realm Walker? Oh my gosh. I couldn't do that. Not allowed to run right in the middle like that. But yeah, games publishers, as always, are getting more savvy about how to get money from you. But I don't know. I think in this circumstance, even though that sticker shock can seem steep, it's kind of fair. There is just a lot of ways of trying to break the concepts of what a what are these dots? Oh, yeah, they are other players. Okay. Just trying to like decouple people's value perceptions for games so that they can charge more, honestly. But the games are bigger and they're sold in parts that kind of agree with older economics, so I don't know. For me, the biggest culprit there that people have been weirdly permissive of is early access windows. It's a way to sell a, you know, $70 game for $90 or $120, and people do it because it has a weird, like, nobody's decided what that ought to cost. So now companies get to figure that out. Like, I was surprised that even Silent Hill 2 had an early access window. But if that's how they can earn more money off of Silent Hill 2, it's worth it because it's a really good game. Instead of just being kind of held captive by what people have decided is fair. Less is always better, of course, but from a business standpoint, not that simple. Luckily I got a handful of heads. What is this icon about? Hatred Rising. Play the Realm Walker to open a seething realm. Okay, everybody's just hanging out. Oh, it's starting! It's starting right now! Yep. I'll keep charging as much as they think the audience is willing to pay. We slowly get... it's fun to kind of try to interpret the way that they react to that, or the way the market reacts to things. The prices they're willing to pay and for what, and for the other things they just decide are not worth it. I honestly think the reaction to Star Wars Outlaws is kind of fascinating. A lot of people just looked at that and decided it wasn't worth it. Decided that they had already seen that game, didn't care about that game, that it was like a $30 game. People just decided it was a $30 game a lot. I actually saw that a lot of people like being like, oh wait. I'm sure everybody's got their own reasons, of course. I was just surprised that that was the reaction from most people. Especially when there's other games that seem really similar that people did not just decide to wait for. I think Hogwarts Legacy was the closest point of comparison. Because woman, people on the internet like to think that that's why, but I think people are just burned out on Star Wars. I think people are just tired of it. I think there's been too many, like, whiff Star Wars things lately that it doesn't have any prestige anymore. Whereas, like, you know, that should have been true for Harry Potter, though. Because it's not like Fantastic Beasts was any good. I do think, though, it was a game property that had been really underserved by video games, whereas it feels like Star Wars with video games has a more complicated relationship. Yeah, even despite Fantastic Beasts not being great, it still seems like there's a lot of, like, Harry Potter still has a draw. Especially, I think, with people that, you know, grew up with it and have PlayStation 5s now. So anyway, I don't know, to me it's super, super fascinating, because that's where the market speaks the loudest without saying anything, I guess. I think that the thing that Ubisoft is pivoting from super hard right now, too, is trying to push Ubisoft Plus. I think they staked a lot of a lot of outlaws on being a driver for their app. What's it even called? It's not called Uplay anymore. I think it's just called the Ubisoft app. So I think they were making their play to try to drive a lot of subscriptions, and they found that the audience was also subscription exhausted. So they were just like 2 years too late on nearly everything, it seems like. Whoa! Why did... Guess there was some other objective to it. Alright, time to enter the seething realm. How have I been enjoying Diablo 4 so far? It's delightful. I usually don't have a bad time playing Diablo, but the expansion's been really good. Pretty environments, great music, fun class to play. A lot of the, like, there's a lot of effort put into a lot of the quests that I didn't really expect. The follower system's really cool. Voice performances are good. What's not to like? Yeah, Diablo 3 was the one that had server troubles. Yeah, people mostly like Diablo 4. And it launched without a problem, too. Which is, I don't think anyone really expected, but it was a nice surprise. The expansion was like 6 hours late, but... people got over that. There were some weird, like, backlashes in the first couple of seasons in Diablo 4, but it's almost like... I don't know. I looked over some of that stuff and got the whiff right away that it was just like... People want to be mad right now, you know? They've played it for long enough that the only way to keep people interested is to have stuff turn bad. Now they're ruining it. It was great and now it's bad. It's just like the beat that it seemed like they were at. But then they got past that. Like, I think it was like season 4. They made everything die super fast. And then everyone was like, hey, it's good again. And then it seems like it's kind of been there ever since. It was like, hey, it's good again. And then season 5 was like, oh, the expansion's about to come out. And now the expansion's out. So like everybody's kind of distracted. It's, this is just kind of the overarching tone that I tended to get. The narrative. What should I dump points in now? I guess I can keep going into these damage buffs at the bottom of the tree. Or for more heals? I mean, right now, just doing one ultimate heals me up. So I don't need more healing from that. Yet. Early seasons people didn't enjoy mostly because they didn't give you anything to do but level a new character. Ah, okay. They started adding more unique activities. That's right. They had like all the little trap dungeons and things. Great idea. Oh! Ooh. Shit. Ow! Shit. Oh, I forgot to upgrade my potions. And I could use that right about now. Ooh! My dodge was on cooldown. I have to start caring about that. Get him, Subo. Bar soap, poof, or washcloth? You know, I've been around the world, alright? I've been around the block a few times. I have tried all of the washing methods you just listed. And at the end of my travels, I think I've come just back to bare soap. Just a bar of soap. A bar of soap and a guy. Getting clean. I don't need those microplastics. I don't need a washcloth, but I got a launder. I do have a, I have a charcoal scrub that I deploy every so often when I need to really scrape off an extra layer of masculinity. Use the Realm Gate to choose your path forward. Your choice determines the rewards, including the type of seething opals dropped at the end. Gold, equipment, material. Gems and rune. With equipment. Open the portal. What's up? Oh, right. Yeah, you got stuck in the wall. Stuck on a planter. Yes. Steph got stuck in Silent Hill 2. She dodged her way inside of a planter. Would not let her go. It's all part of the terror. Peak, thank you for redeeming a gamer stretch. I could use that. It was leg day, so my legs get pretty tight these days. Really, even though I sit all day. I'm gonna try to stretch out some hip flexors over here. Enjoy the ominous music in the meantime. There we go. Josh Guy, thanks for the sub. Hopefully your thighs are nice and elongated. Jesus. Oh, what the hell? Where'd that guy come from? Damn it. Yeah, I've been, it's been really interesting because since I've been doing more and heavier leg workouts, I've felt the, like, distribution of weight on my knees and stuff change. Like I can feel certain muscles like tugging in particular directions. Or maybe because they're over tight, I'll get weird stiffness moving in particular ways. So I don't know. I'm just endlessly fascinated at how, like, it sounds obvious because there's like children's rhymes about it, but it's always so fascinating to see and experience firsthand how all the body parts are connected and how something you are consciously feeling in one area could be downstream of a bunch of unconscious things that are happening in other areas. Yeah, human body's awesome. Confusing, but awesome. Ooh, so many explosions. I can probably town portal out of this. Out of my seething approach. Those are my pickup lines when I'm dating. Hey, this is not apropos of much, but if you're dating or trying to date right now, I'm sorry. I can't imagine. Cannot imagine. I got so lucky finding Stephanie. Prime's giving away Doom Eternal. Fantastic. Get that shit. Plenty of time to do your homework before Dark Ages comes out. Definitely gonna play through that game again on the stream before too long. I'm hoping if I wait long enough that the Doom RTX mod will get ported to the Game Pass version of the game, so I can experience both. It was a goal to play through myhouse.wad this Spooktober. Still time, luckily. Alright, let me see. Should be fine? I should be fine. One second. Just realized something. Whew, okay, sorry about that. Having things popple around? Oh, right. I have to go back into the seething approach. I was going to upgrade my potions. It's finally clicking back in. Is there a potion? There's no potion person. Damn it. If you travel to another town, does your town portal follow you? Better not risk it. Man. Oh, I got a horse. Neat. There's a free horse. This is why we play Diablo. Occasionally you get a free horse. Hello, amusing cow. Alright. Curious what these opals are all about. I'm gonna guess you use those on another dungeon? I wonder if marking all the enemies on the minimap is something, is like a Subo ability. There is a potion person here. Darn it. How did I not see that? Spec to the chest. No! Too resplendent for the likes of me. Sentinel Guardian. Oh, there we go. Jesus! Huh. Oh, the quest marker was on top of it. Alright, that makes sense. And all the bullshit ran out into the hallway. That's new. Why can't I move? Jesus Christ. Still can't move. Man. These roots are getting intense. This might be too much for me. Shit. Like I can't even see. There's so many enemies and like stuff on the roof here. A lot of enemies though. Shit. How long is my dodge cooldown? That is so long. Why is it so long? It's like 5 seconds. It should be like 2. Must have put on stupid boots. I don't know about this one. You can't. Yeah, you can only change that in the club. And I don't think I can go there without losing my town portal. I can upgrade my potion at least. I don't know about this one. Yeah, there. I see it now. Oh, I got that bigger potion. Okay, there's a lot of walls getting put up that are kind of hard to see. I think a big part of it. A lot of emotional walls. Move! Why can't I fucking move? Like, just standing stock still for multiple seconds. Oh, I need to look at my debuffs more, I guess. They're right there. Stupid bone wall. Music stopped because the dungeon's over. I'm still fighting for my life here. Ooh. Look at all these chests, though. Radiant! Holy cow. Let me pick up my stuff. Why do you have to interrupt me, man? It's mostly just been poison the whole time. I haven't messed with any of the other builds yet. I feel like I'm still wrapping my head around this one. And it's fun enough. It's fun to kill things. So that means it's done, right? There's a little check mark on the right. Beautiful magic paint. Yeah, maybe it's possible to just get life gain on all my gear. Yeah, I feel like the big man is still the better lead mercenary. I do need somebody to kind of be a tank for me.
Well, Rahir.
I fought even better with two arms.
I will handle it.
I'll watch your back.
Nice. I like that you can at least level one person while you're using the main skills from another. So you don't have to like reset your entire thing just to try somebody new. Mountain Buck, thanks for the sub. Oh. Oh. Oh, I don't have it yet. Oh, wait. No, it's it. Oh, I don't want to do that. There we go. I cucked. Formerly, I cucked your dad. Thank you very much for the sub. Hmm. Oh, can't do that. I crashed the game. Careful now. Okay. Guess I can get another goat man head. Wrap that up. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps telling me to do the... Like, it has that objective there as though I can resolve the quest there, but I don't think I can. It tells me to make an elixir that I don't know how to make. But what I can get is a goat man head. Why, there's one now. Perfect. You have to be higher level to make that potion. Ah, okay, all right. I figured it had to be something like that.
You've placed the heads I needed. We can begin. I'll add my purified blood to the altar and then... Wait! My grandfather's idol! There was supposed to be an idol here at the shrine, but it's gone! I won't survive another ritual purification. This has to happen now.
You say so.
Hear me, Etsuxupa! Your vessel stands before you, hallowed and hollowed. I smell something. Godmen are near. The hunt has begun.
Where are you going? Oh! Look off. Hey, Speedy Gonzalez. Thank you, thank you. I shaved today. Feeling awfully well moisturized right now.
The transformation. This long hunger.
You think she's gonna turn into a monster? Could you imagine?
The strain.
Could you imagine someone in Diablo turning into a big old guts monster?
It was foolish to invoke.
Oh, we're actually gonna heal her? No way.
The idol in place. This hunger was supposed to make me stronger. not consume me. I don't know where to find the idol, but maybe if I can quiet the hunger a bit, I'll be able to think more clearly. Thank you, my friend, but I must return to the hunt. Farewell.
Okay, that was it. I defeated the goat head stew. Another side quest. Yeah, it's okay head. My dad is an odd duck. So, I think all these years later, I can admit to a dark secret. It wasn't actually the DDR pad that my dad destroyed. It was an entertainment center that I had built. The DDR pad, like, it still exists because I saw it in the closet last time I visited. So they actually have it like stuck behind a bunch of things. It's in one of those like old person closets that they haven't really gone into in like 60 years. But yeah, I had built an entertainment center for my TV and game cartridges and consoles and stuff. And that's what my dad like busted up with an axe and burned for firewood. Which, like, the DDR pad is like partially metal and plastic, so it's not all burnable materials. The entertainment center that I made was like varnished wood, so.
So wonderful to see. Care for some god? Is that?
It felt funnier to merge the two stories together, and I think the spirit of them is still intact. Which is that I was nerdy enough to build my own DDR pad, and my dad is weird enough to destroy and burn the things that I make without asking me. Or even notifying me.
I could live with this. Thank you for all the help you've given me. The Khosra here in the Restless Canopy have gotten bold and fight.
Oh, my dad's done less considerate stuff than that in the course of our relationship. We don't talk much. But, in a weird way, his hijinks do enable me to give myself a break because that's half the DNA I've got. So if I have any weird behaviors, then, you know, not necessarily my fault. How many side quests? No, let me do story. Gosh, I'm getting so distracted here. Let me go see the important NPCs. I don't know. I think that's pretty funny. When I did my, I can't remember if I've talked about this on stream or not, but when I did my black belt test in jiu-jitsu, my dad showed up and took part of the test with me for no reason. He didn't say why. He didn't think he needed to explain anything. We started with a 6-mile run, and he did the run with everyone. And then he did like part of the exam. And even my instructor at the time, like, he like looked at me and he was like, he gave a, what the hell's going on with this guy? And I think I just like gave a, man, I don't know, expression back, basically. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I do even remember thinking at the time, because I was like 18, I was about to go off to college. It was like and that was something that I had been doing for years at that point, so to me it was like a pretty important achievement to get for me. But he just decided to show up and do part of it too.
Tell him they're fired. I never want to see or hear from them.
But it's not like, I don't think he stuck around to like ask me how I felt when I passed or anything like that.
And load as payment. See how they like that. Probably became wandering
He had stuff to do, I guess. Busy. Yeah. I think he did it to be like, see, I can do this too. I'm not sure what. I don't think I factored into it too much, which is also frustrating in its own way. I think he just wanted to prove to himself that he could do it.
But unfortunately, he's old and has fallen ill.
But it was just kind of weird that, like, he decided to do it there with us instead of just going off and running 6 miles on his own. Like,
speak with him and help him in any way he
the
spirit of
the effect that what he did on, like, whatever effect his actions might have had on me, we're just not part of the equation at all. Which means that it wasn't out of spite, which is good. Like, that would be extra sad. But it's also kind of sad that he's like, there was just no understanding of what that might be taken as.
I don't want any. Wait, who are you?
Hello, Laszlo.
What? Yes, there is something you can do.
He did it to prove he was better than you.
See that horn?
I don't think that's necessarily his motivation. I don't think.
I cannot rest with the noise these people make. You want to help me? Go buy some giant guts from Equifor and clog that horn. Maybe
Big guts?
maybe I can rest and reflect enough on the light to invoke a proper blessing on these lost souls. Oh.
He hates that horn. I can't give it another toot? Aw. What do you think he'd say if you were to ask him? I would guess it'd be something like what I had theorized, is that he was just like, oh, I just wanted to see if I could still run 6 miles. It would be something as straightforward as that.
Yes, I need a bit of help from an outsider.
But yeah, he won't remember his number 2, a strong number 2.
I fed him a few times, and I know what you're thinking, but I think
He's definitely at that age now where, like,
usually Lacun is there.
he's not as tightly wound as he used to be, but he also doesn't remember being that tightly wound.
I think he was looking.
So the specter of that kind of exists in our relationship, but I don't know if he understands that. Or the lack of our relationship, I should say. Oh yeah, I forgot. Schwang. Seething opals. These opals got me seething. The truth after all these decades. Must feel good to get that off your chest. Honestly, I didn't remember specifically what it was. If it was the DDR pad or the entertainment center. So I shot my shot on the funnier version of the story that I realized was wrong when I recently went home and saw the DDR pad in the closet. I was trying to figure out a way to get that here. But it would have to be via car. I don't think I can take that on a plane. Yeah, the only way to get him to soften is to have grandkids for him. I've wondered about that. The thing is, he'd be soft, but still, like, aggravatingly... Like, he wouldn't travel. So he'd probably get really sentimental, but always soft demand that I bring kids to him. Because he just doesn't do things. Like, he doesn't really bend for anyone else. I'll see you, Thornius. Have a good night.
My stock is already spoken for. What makes you think I'd even sell to a vagrant like you?
Oh, your dad travels to see his grandkids?
Some out of a stinking carcass.
Maybe?
Like the rest of the vermin around here.
Oh, it's not far though? Yeah, it's like plain it's plane travel. And my dad's not a great traveler. Like he gets really stressed when he's out of his element at all. Like any amount of not knowing what to do, he doesn't handle well. Any kind of like having to improvise or ask for help, he just doesn't do it. He'll just sit there and be anxious and upset and stressed. That's a good segue into the car trip piss cup story. Now that's a treasured memory. Sounds like the most stereotypical dad. Yeah, there's a lot of, yeah, pretty typical dad shit, I think. The problem is it's all that mixed with a brain that tells him that he's right about everything, which sounds dad-like. I guess it is still dad-like, yeah, but he never truly grasped the amount of information that's not resident in his brain. So it doesn't occur to him that if he doesn't have the information ready, that there may be information he doesn't have, that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, point still super stands. It does, doesn't it?
We need to distract them.
Dad behavior.
But don't harm anyone.
That's okay. He's got his routine.
Once you've got their attention,
He's got his cats. He's all about cats now. That's cool. He was not much of a pet person growing up. This did remind me, though, that I think my parents only visit me because my apartment's practically their hotel room when they visit my niece. They buy me food, though, so it's all good. Yeah. Get something out of it. Where are my guts? Taunt the villagers. Ah.
You invite the wrath of not one, but thousands.
No? Try again. Whoops. Why do I keep thinking that's the emote wheel? Why do I forget what it is every time? It's up.
I appreciate that. You invite the wrath of not one, but thousands.
Uh-huh.
You invite the wrath of not one, but thousands.
Great. Haunt the village. Are there other villagers?
You invite the wrath of not one, but thousands. You invite the wrath of not one, but thousands.
All right. Keep your secrets. I laid my best taunt on them. Told them they were inviting the wrath of not one but thousands. And they were cool as a cucumber.
Never gets old. Look, my hands are shaking.
Let's hope Arbulan feels the same way about seeing you again.
You will be given a rare gift, my friend. A glimpse into a realm that few know exist and fewer still ever touch. Its beauty will mark your soul for all time.
Ooh.
You've got him started now.
Good news. Seems like we've got an impromptu Earth Defense Force team forming up for this evening.
One of the ancient spirits.
Hopefully we can get Bruce up to date on all the mermen.
I would spend my life preserving this place.
Ah, so you've never been normal. I thought this all started when you trained me.
I'm not saying I wasn't afraid. The spirits are strange, grotesque.
Which EDF?
Yet so very beautiful
7.
and fragile. Don't hide your fear, but do not shy away.
Oh, but also not World Brothers, if that's what you're... Because, yeah, there was another pixely... Now remember, we're rolling back. It's not 8 anymore. We gotta reel it in from before when Bruce played. So we're back to 7. But, yeah, I haven't even started World Brothers 2 yet. I'm excited to give that a crack. I hope it is like fully voxel instead of just being like a voxel looking EDF, but that's fine too. It's more EDF. Albulan is not having a good time.
Abulan?
Yeah, World Brothers 1 was really fun. It was really light, which is weird. EDF has gotten kind of involved. Ah! Bugs just spraying out this hole.
Hollows have breached the spirit realm.
We have to go in there.
You and me, maybe. But them? The pain will shatter their mind.
I can do pain. If it'll help Neyrelle, I'll take the risk.
Neyrelle has poisoned the one thing that could save her. All of Nahantu's risk for her choices.
We'll need an entry.
Oh, it's just like World Brothers 1? Okay, Matt. Yeah, pretty straightforward then.
Something to point the way. I'll check their old grounds.
I was hoping they'd go fully voxel with it, but...
Me too.
That's okay.
But all this pain... I know she was guided here. But still, I curse the day she brought that stone to Nahantu.
On Mephisto.
Ah!
Oh.
What's this now?
Right, he just shows up to talk shit every so often.
Handle this.
Why did I have to be the one to choose? Did I even choose right?
She cannot hear you, Wanderer. You think you know her, but I am one with her mind.
They put the world on me. Others' burdens always on me. Mother's health, Donan's grief, Lorath's failure. And at the end of it all, a choice they should have.
Her sad thoughts are becoming real demons.
Get out of her head, demon!
I can no more do that than could my daughter pull herself from your blood. We are one.
Where do I end? Where do you begin? No, no, not again!
There's some cool looking enemies. Kinds of super glorped out dudes.
No. Lilith killed my mother. Because of me. I wasn't smart enough. Fast enough. It's my fault.
Well, that's neat. There are elixirs that can get you seasonal rep. Bilbo.
You misunderstand. I come to offer you a way to aid her. She is dying, but she doesn't need to. She will survive if she frees me from the stone.
Oh, Mephisto, you're a wily one.
The prophecies.
He's trying to work the angles, isn't he?
My brothers are coming, and when they arrive, they will not bargain with you, Wanderer. You will not defeat them. Not alone.
James Fisto, you thought you heard your name? No, just another member of the Fisto family.
Allies.
Me, Fisto.
Our partnership could yet bear fruit. Talk to Nerel when you reach her. Offer her this relief. You let her choose me once. She may yet choose me again.
I do admit, like, the writing from Mephisto is pretty good. And that he's pretty clearly setting you up to do something he wants you to do, but he's trying to make it seem like it's in your interest. Or it's in Nerel's interest. Audio TV says, I would simply choose to not become corrupted.
You're back.
Does seem fairly obvious, doesn't it? I will simply win.
Has he invited you to talk? How many times have you accepted?
More than I'd like. He thinks if he can get me alone, he can manipulate me. I know better than to listen.
Remember when Nerel's arms split in half and a bunch of demon tendrils zapped in there? That looked really painful.
From what I can tell, the whole of him is held in the stone.
I think if that happened to me, I'd probably say yes to a lot of things.
That wolf has grown larger since I saw it last.
Hello, Slater.
And what exactly did he say this time? Actually, don't tell me yet. I want to be sitting down when I hear the answer. Promise me we'll talk about this later.
Well, bang, okay.
Come. Maka will be waiting for us.
Shablamo. Ooh, new Subo rank. Okay. Oh, wait. Can't see there. Okay. wonder if there's another, here, let's see. Healing? Healing. Do it. Okay, what else does that? That heals. 1-2 skill. The more I can trigger healing, the more of a damage buff I get. Try that. Stoppable. Maximum vigor. I'm kind of running out of things to spend skill points on, which I guess is good. I can just dump them into damage. You think this looks like Path of Exile? Well, Path of Exile was trying to look like old school Diablo. But yeah, you're not wrong. Oh, there was a treasure goblin here. Oh, it's still here. Ah, he got away. Tokahead, if you like the sphere grid, you should definitely check out Path of Exile. Unless you already have, but... Now that's a grid that'll put hair on your chest.
You are sure they are the one Akarat called for? Other shrines, ritual sites, anything connected to Arbolan. Keep your guard up. The Lakuni have made a den of this place.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to denigrate Path of Exile at all, but that is kind of the context of it coming out, right? Diablo 3 happened and everybody was mad. So then they were like, okay, we'll make the real sequel to Diablo 2, and that was kind of Path of Exile. What do little dudes do? Give me a damage buff or a defense buff, it seems.
Up ahead, on that cliff face.
Oh.
Kisu, Mender of Veils. He looks like a guardian here. Perhaps he protected folks from lost spirits.
Just like the mosaic beneath Kurast.
Not quite like a sphere grid sphere. A hypergrid. It instead it's more like you zoom out and your eyes go a little wide with how much you're able to zoom out. And all the nodes kind of become a little texture on your screen versus a like discrete pathway. There's a lot of nodes. Many delicious nodes. And it's free. Free to play. Can you play this before you beat the main story? No. You have to have beaten the story on a character. But as long as you've done it once on a character on your account, you can start the expansion right away. I rolled a new character and then it let me start this act. It is Act 7. But I think if you just buy the game fresh and you've never played it before, you do have to play through the story. But you would want to anyway, you know? It's the same game, there's more of it.
He's empowering people. Maybe that's how he could help Nerel.
Is it cross-platform save? Yes, it is. You have to log into Battle.net. That's how it syncs things.
They are not far from here.
Yeah, the cutscenes are awesome. I think it's worth playing the Diablo IV storyline for sure.
Your circle wouldn't have taught you.
I want to log into someone else's account on my PS5 and see if the trophies auto-pop. That kind of happened on Xbox. I played a lot on PC, and it happened the same way with Destiny, actually. I played a lot on PC, and then I logged in on Xbox, and then just like whatever's unlocked in your save file just goes ding, 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 ding. Although there's one, I think there's one for just like beating the game that never unlocked, even though a bunch of the other class-based ones did. So it's a little finicky. I don't know why that one never went.
Royise, Wukise, Royise, Wuwotsa, Wokbiwese, Wokbangi, Wu, Chowam, Pewu Socha, Weke Pipa, Chimahe, Chopenenchiowu, Eba. Do not fight the pain. You will not win. Let it move you. Let it carry you through.
Stabbed with the ghost knife. What's spookier than getting stabbed with a ghost knife? Or stabbed in your ghost, rather. Ghost stabbed with a real knife. Why do you gotta do that? Why you gotta twist it around and shit? This has gotta be an easier way to do this. Yeah, Grimdark. The only way we can open the portal is to stab your ghost. It's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. I don't even know what this portal's for or where we're going. Whatever. Who cares?
The spirits take a toll price for entry.
Oh, the spirit realm. I came in here earlier because of the Spiritborn quest.
That'll be the ritual. It's what's keeping you in one piece. The spirit realm is constantly shifting, blending. You would too, unaided. That's the beauty of this place. It's raw energy given life. Every stone, every drop of water is no more dead than you are. Change, growth is the only law that governs here. It's nauseating, it's breathtaking, it's alien, it's primordial. And for spirits such as this handsome fellow, it's the most natural thing in the cosmos. If it helps, I feel the same pain. Embrace it. It will make you a better spirit-born. Let the pain be your anchor to your body. Now, let's go. Whatever threatens Abulan threatens the whole of this realm.
All right, time to thrash some baddies in the spectral realm. I do like the fuzzy tilt shift effect that's on the rims of the screen. In the upper right there. That looks really cool. Oh yeah, informal poll. How's everybody's viewing experience? Has the video stream been reliable and stutter-free? The game itself is kind of stuttery, so that happens. That's just a Diablo thing, I guess, but I switched away from their enhanced broadcasting thing. Went back to normal video stream. So hopefully it's been working for people. I wanted to get all my qualities back. Yeah, that's a really weird way for Twitch to encourage people to use that feature. It's very smooth and pretty. Love it. I'm ready to declare, as Halo enters a new dawn, this stream has also entered a new dawn. And in some ways, I came up with that before the Halo company did.
Don't hurt the spirits.
But yes.
Already lost to corruption.
My video capture settings have finally been locked in. 100% video quality achieved. Oh, Yando's redeemed a meditation. Fantastic. You know what? I feel like meditating. Good timing. Let's see what Uncle Mark's got to say. The last meditation was great. Verse 7. I'm going to read it again. Just cuz. A little repeat. Take away thy opinion, and then there is taken away the complaint, I have been harmed. Take away the complaint, I have been harmed, and the harm is taken away. Alright, verse 8. That which does not make a man worse than he was, also does not make his life worse, nor does it harm him either from without or from within. Okay. Things that don't make a person worse don't do them harm either, from without or within, I guess. It almost feels like it should be said the other way. Like the things that don't do harm do not make you worse. But I guess that would not account for just like overindulgence and sloth and things like that. I guess it is part of... He does like to make some axiomatic statements about the rightness of goodness and symmetry and all that kind of thing. Yeah, good flute cue. I'm glad we've been hearing more flutes lately. We needed Andre 3000 to come back and remind us that the flute is an amazing instrument. Actually, on that note, I think I need to take a little break here. I'm trying to time things out. Ooh. Oh, Doc Joan. Thank you for the 5 years. Wow, 60 months. Thank you very, very much. Oh, lost my train of thought. Yeah, I was just about to step away for a bit. I got to time it out with what I hope is an EDF sesh starting in about an hour from now. But I need to cook and eat dinner, and I actually need to prep for a, we're doing a little ad shoot for Inside Games. We got a sponsor for something that means that Bruce has to come over, and we set up a little thing to shoot some B-roll with a product, a fabulous gamer product that I'm sure you'll all be very excited to buy soon enough. But that's tonight, but I got to do a little bit of prep to get ready for that. So I just have a couple things I got to attend to. But also, this area looks really cool. Okay, there's a big boy. Is it the Azeron Claw? Man, I wish. I wouldn't need to film anything for that. I have all the archival footage of me being a video game champion with that thing. Now it's a projector. So I'm gonna set up a little gamer haven in the backyard, and we're gonna film some projector B-roll. But yeah, I gotta prep for that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm not done yet, but I'm gonna have to step away for a little bit to nourish myself and prepare for professional video game ad production. Hopefully EDF 6 though, in a little bit. I'm gonna let let's see here. Yes. What? Sorry, I got distracted by an email. I'm gonna step away for a bit, eat some things. Hopefully we come back in about... I should be back in a little bit. I don't know how long, but anyway. Yeah, I got totally distracted. Sorry. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. I love streaming a lot. Oh yeah, just as a recap, I'm gonna be streaming a whole heck of a lot tomorrow and the day after. This weekend. Stephanie's gonna be out of town, so it's time for the gamers to game. Look forward to that, I guess. Maybe I'll finish Evil Within. That'd be cool. All right, dinner time. See you real soon.